Listen to the rules and procedures that will follow for tonight's meeting.
Good evening, and welcome to tonight's meeting of the Town of Babylon Zoning Board of Appeals. The following is the procedure that will be followed tonight. The matters will be called in the order they appear on the calendar, with adjourned matters being called at the end of the regularly scheduled matters. Matters cannot be heard prior to their published scheduled time. When your matter is called, please submit the affidavit of posting to the secretary and proceed to the podium and give your name and address. The chairperson will then swear you in and read into the record information we have from your application, comments from various town departments, and any correspondence received on your application. The chairperson will then ask you to make whatever presentation you wish to make to the board. After you have made your presentation, the board will ask whatever questions the board deems appropriate, and then we will ask for comments from the public. If you wish to speak for or against an application, we ask that you wait until you're acknowledged. Come forward, give us your name and address, tell us where your property is in relation to the property that's in question tonight, and then please direct your comments to the board, not the applicant or the applicant's representative. We have to keep a record, and we cannot do that if there are people talking over each other or cross conversations. If someone has spoken for or against an application, and they have said exactly the same thing that you wish to say, it will have the same force and effect in the record if you give your name and address, are sworn in, and say that you join in those comments. If you have anything additional to say, please don't hesitate to do so, but keep in mind that you will be given only one opportunity to speak. After the public has spoken, the board may ask the applicant to come back to answer any questions that may have come up as a result of the public comments, or for the applicant to summarize. When the applicant comes back to answer any additional questions, if that happens, that does not start a second round of public comments. Once the matter has been heard, various things may occur. The board may decide the application immediately. It may reserve decision. If the board reserves decision, that does not mean the matter is approved or denied. It just means that the board needs more time to decide, may want to go out and look at the site again, or might want to review the documents and testimony further before making a decision. In either event, the applicant will receive the board's decision in writing shortly after the board makes its decision. If the application is approved, that does not mean that you can then go ahead and start construction or whatever it is that you requested from the board. You will have to wait for the building permit to be obtained from the building department before your go-ahead. On some occasions, the matter may be continued for another night. If it is continued, in most cases it will be for the submission of documents, a new survey, new plans, or something of that nature. If that's the case, no one needs to come back on the new date. The documents will be submitted and no further testimony will be taken. On rare occasions, a matter may be continued for future testimony. If that's the case, then people would have to come back to testify. If matters are adjourned at an open meeting on the scheduled date of hearing, no further notice need be given unless specifically required by the board on the date the adjournment is granted. 3 rules that may affect your ability to proceed tonight. 1. If the sign was not posted for 10 days, we cannot hold the hearing tonight. 2. If you commence this proceeding while you own the property, but no longer own the property, and you are here now to continue with the application, you will need either the written consent of the new owner or the new owner to be present for the hearing. This situation could come about if you sold your house or building, money was held in escrow at closing for a certificate of occupancy or permit, and you're here tonight to clear that up. Lastly, if your application is a commercial application, and it's other than a renewal, and there is more than one tenant in the building, then you need your landlord to be here. Is there any applicant that has any difficulty with those situations and would need an adjournment tonight?
Is there anyone who would need an adjournment? Please rise and join the board in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First application tonight is application 23-120 of Kevin and Juliana Cada, property located in West Babylon.
Good evening.
Name and address for the record.
My name is Chris Alvino. I work for Harold Gebhardt Architect, 363 North Wellwood Avenue, Lindenhurst.
Ma'am?
My name is Juliana Catter. I'm the owner of 725 Bermuda Road
Okay. And
in
do
West Babylon.
you both affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated August 7th, 2023. A Environmental Control memo dated August 15th, 2023. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Survey by Michael K. Wicks dated May 16th, 2023. Tax map acting as an area map. And
9 pictures.
and 9 photographs. What would you like to tell us about the application?
Well, we'd like to put a second-story addition on the house and dress it up a little bit, make it a lot nicer than it is now. We have no problem never enclosing the front porch. We have no intention on closing the front porch. The basement entrance that they mentioned in there it's always been there. It's an existing basement entrance. So we'd like to keep that basement entrance that's there, those existing stairs down into the basement. We had one question on the trailer, this trailer in the front.
Can we explain?
Yeah, you can explain.
We have a trailer. Right now, my husband's in the ER with his heart, so he can't be here. So I have to, he was handling everything, so I have to get back. He had pneumonia and it did AFib. So here I am. So the trailer, we had complaints in the past from neighbors, and the town said it was okay twice. They says, don't ever worry again. It doesn't go onto the street. We put gravel down to make like a driveway. If you want, we put concrete. But they said the gravel was fine. They came back, they inspected. This was twice. I know the house looks hard now because we had 3 kids in school, college, and we kind of let things go. I came into a large inheritance, and my thing is to make it look better and fix it all up, because that's our home now that they're gone, and we're going to live there. And we want to make it look nice. So that's what we're trying to do. But my trailer is not, the town's twice, maybe even 3 times, and they says, don't worry anymore. And we did, they came back, they inspected. And we see other trailer homes too, not far from us, and it doesn't bother anyone. Our neighbors don't complain, and, you know, it's, if we have to move it during work, we'll do that, but we already got the okay for it.
Town code prohibits parking vehicles in the front yard. So I don't know, was it ever in the side yard? Has it always been in the front yard like that?
It was on the side, and they says to make a driveway, and we bought bags and bags of gravel, and they came back and they inspected twice, and they said, we made a driveway for it, and that it's okay.
Do you
'Cause
have
we
this in writing?
Yeah, but he's not here, and this is going back, this is like maybe 10 and 3 years ago, or 3 years ago or 5 years ago, twice it happened, maybe even 3, and here we go again, and we had to take off from work, and they said it's fine, because we see other people also have the trailer home, and they have larger ones, as long as they said it doesn't even extend in the sidewalk. In other words, there's plenty of room, it's by the trees in the corner there, and it would be as if we made a U-shaped driveway, but instead they says, if you put gravel down, that would be sufficient enough. And they came back and they inspected it, and they said it was fine. And then they didn't bother us for years, until now this, again.
I'm not quite sure who they are. We would need that in writing, one, to even,
It would be on the files.
Review that?
Is there any way to look up the files? You could see them.
However, if I may add, if they have to store it in the back, they will. And we don't want this trailer home to stop what we're doing here. So if it has to be stored in the back, or on the side of the house, or wherever, it's not an issue.
that's fine.
Let me ask you one question. Is it registered? Is it licensed?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to park vehicles in the front yard, and you cannot have 2 curb cuts or 2 driveways in your front lawn either. You can have a circular driveway, you can't have 2 curb cuts. You would have to come back to the board. We will look further into any complaints or any history of that. You can proceed with the
Thank you.
If you want, I could move it to the back, if that's what it takes, but I just,
About the
just
trailer.
wanted to let you know that we thought we were in the right, because the town came back and inspected and said it was okay, and it's like,
Okay, we will look further into that and proceed with the addition.
Thank you.
thank you.
All right, so the additions is just for expansion, not for rental or anything
No.
like that?
No,
It's just,
for us.
just for
I'm gonna
family?
Shut this, I'm so sorry. They're worried
okay.
about their dad, and they're calling the kids.
It's okay.
I'm just gonna shut it off.
All right, because it is a pretty busy property. So right now, currently, the garage is for storage as well? You're not, like, we're concerned about parking. Is there going to be sufficient
There's only
parking?
one car. I
There's only-
don't drive. That's why he had to pick me up, because my husband's in the ER. I don't drive. I
Okay,
just never did. I'm from Brooklyn, and I never did. So I only have my husband's car. So there's only one car there. There's not
one
gonna
car.
be another one.
But you guys are expanding for children or families, so is it going to
My
be,
kids are gone.
so you're expanding just for you two?
Yeah, and I know that's crazy, but that's what we want.
No, it's not crazy. It's,
I want a bedroom upstairs, and my son's in California, so I want a guest room when he comes with his girlfriend, that they don't have to sleep on the living room floor on the blow-up bed.
yeah.
And that's
Okay,
it. And we
and
just want it nice. After all these years of neglecting it, well, we did the best, but we put 3 kids to law school and everything. We couldn't do it.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
you guys have seen what it's going to look like? Have you seen the elevation?
Yes, we have the plans, yeah, yeah.
And the kids will inherit it one day. What can I say?
No, absolutely, I'm all for the upgrade, it's,
And we're paying cash for it. I mean, what am I gonna do with the money at this point? I love West Babylon. It's a very quiet neighborhood. I love it.
all right. And so what's in the cellar now? Is your storage, nothing, is,
He collects trains. He has
Okay.
Trains.
Trains, God. He loves train, Revodiana. That's it.
okay.
Train collector.
All right. So as long as we're gonna look into the trailer, if it needs to be moved, you guys will
No
move it?
problem.
No problem? Okay. I have no further questions.
Any other questions from the board?
Is the garage used for living area or for just for storage of a garage or
Now there's
storage?
some stuff in there, but we're gonna clean it out. We want to expand the living room. So when I have Christmas dinner, we don't have to put the table in front of the TV.
So you're going to expand into the garage
Yeah,
area?
to make the
Okay,
living room a little bigger.
great,
Yeah.
okay.
I just have one question. You don't drive, correct?
Yeah,
Okay, so you only have one vehicle at the house?
yeah.
Is there, whose van, the truck, in the Google picture there?
That was years ago.
Okay,
That
so
was the-
that's not,
Not even
Okay.
that, no.
all right,
No.
thank you.
That's an old picture.
Who's sitting on the porch there?
That's my husband with the dog who died. I'm sorry, that's an old picture.
Behind the trailer, would there be access for like a double gate to get the trailer behind it?
Yeah, there's enough space there. If we have to get it back there, we will.
Yeah,
Like that's where the gazebo is currently, behind, I guess, that
It's
fence?
a fake gazebo. It's,
Mesh
kids'
one.
for us. It's
Yeah,
one of those
canvas.
from- Yeah, the Home Depot
Screening.
screening, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's not, we tear it down in the winter,
Yep, so you don't break it.
so it doesn't rust, yeah. Well, it's shot already probably, so.
Okay, I was just curious.
No pool, there's nothing there. That's all old.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. We're going to close the hearing, reserve decision. We're going to look into the trailer situation, and we'll, get our decision after that. All right?
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Should I show her the affidavit?
She has a picture of it on her
I
phone.
have it
She's
on
going to
my
bring it
phone.
in tomorrow, the
I have to-
affidavit.
Yeah, I just opened it.
Hope your husband feels better.
A lot of people here. Probably, right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next application is application 23-122 of Victor Piazzo. Property located in Wheatley Heights. Name and address for the record.
Gotcha. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and distinguished men and women of the board. My name is Victor Pizarro. I'm the homeowner of 106 Ridge Road in Wheatley Heights.
Okay.
I've been there in excess of over 20 years, and I'm going to have the gentleman, Mr. Nicolasi, represent me in regards to this
That's
hearing.
fine.
I'm Jim Nicolazzi. I'm with Arc Street Architects, 1550 Deer Park Avenue, Deer Park, New York.
And do you both affirm to tell the truth?
Of course.
Yes.
Okay, for the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated August 7th, 2023. A approval from this board, application 16183 dated September 15th, 2016, which was an approval for an in-ground pool. Environmental Control Memo dated August 15th, 2023. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Lisa McQuilkin dated August 24th, 2017. Tax map acting as an area map. And,
8 photographs, Mr. Chairman.
oh, I got them. Eight photographs. Get this one, you know. What would you like to tell us about the application?
Yes, my name is Jim Nicolazzi. I'm with Arc Street Architects. I'm here tonight representing Mr. and Mrs. Pizarro with regards to 106 Ridge Road. My clients are looking to build a 2-story addition for expanding their existing 1-story garage, a 1-car garage, and put a bedroom on top of the garage. We're here tonight to review the building area. For the addition that they're counting as the building area, the lot coverage is high, but it's existing. The extension that we're proposing to do is both, it conforms with the floor area ratio, the front yard, rear yard, side yard, and the building height. We're asking to increase the building area from which they said is 15%, well, it's 15% to 34.7%, which is currently existing right now and been approved. We're asking for the board to consider relaxation of that because it's, even though it's been approved, that's what we're here for, the 34.7%. What we're looking to do is actually build out to the, if you can see the picture, build out to the right over an existing asphalt and concrete non-pervious surface. So we're exchanging one 288 square foot impervious surface for another one. We're also asking for them, well, that's pretty much all we're asking for. We're trying to convert the 288 square feet of, let me show you, I'll just give you a quick sketch of what we're actually asking for, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Highlighted in yellow is actually the addition for the residents, which is also the area that's concrete and asphalt. So we're not changing any of the impervious surface that's existing and approved as of to date. For the board's review, though, is there are 2 houses that are right on the block that are also the exact same addition that we're doing that have extensive decking and a pool in the rear, just like what we're doing. So we're trying to stay within the nature of the neighborhood, and we think that it keeps the proposed style and makeup of the surrounding area and doesn't pose any adverse effects to any of the surrounding neighbors. That's pretty much it.
Do you know if any of those houses have approval from this board that you?
We weren't able to, in the 3-week time frame, we weren't able to get the actual, if they were approved.
Well.
But they're, right, yeah. But the previous house, there's one house, if you look at the house, the newer house, it is very new, so I can't imagine it didn't come for the board. It's not like it was something that was done, 20 years ago and been grandfather typed in. It's a brand new house, brand new addition.
So basically, you are trying to do the same thing in the newer house, the 105 Ridge Road?
Use the exact same design, more or less. 2-car garage with a bedroom on top.
And this roof is going to be higher than the existing roof of the house, too? Similar to that? Or
It's going to be slightly higher, but not anything more.
Not like this?
No, it's not going to be
quite a bit higher.
egregious.
Okay.
And it doesn't, it stays within the confines of all the building codes that we have for houses.
So you're only asking for area variances here?
And while we are asking for the area variance, it is existing.
A lot of it's existing.
Right, yeah.
Gotcha.
And if you notice, most of, like the front yard and the rear yard where the pool is, that's all pavers. Those are pervious surfaces, not, right.
Right.
There you go. You go to the right, that's the house, and then the house across the street.
Nice house. Very nice
We're
house.
literally asking for the same thing.
Okay, I have no other questions. Any other questions from the board?
Just one, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
What's behind the fence now? Is that asphalt now?
Behind the fence?
Yeah, the front.
Oh, he has a truck parked there.
Yeah,
That's why-
to the left, adjacent to the garage, that's cement. Where you see the shed to the right, that would be asphalt.
Yeah, it's all existing there, yeah. That's part of what he counted as part of the impervious surface.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. I will make a motion to approve application 23-122.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
The previous person left, and they left there.
Yeah,
Thank you. Have a great night.
you too. Oh, boy. Now we need a- Yazl, next application is application 23-118 of Yazlin D. and Alta Garcia Pena. Oh, shoot. He helped.
Hi, my
Name and address for the record, please.
Hi, my name is Arta Gracia Pena. I live at 245 53rd Street in Lyndhurst.
Sir?
I'm Jose Espinal. I live in 31st Street, Copiague, New York. I just friend of the family, helping them with the paperwork,
Okay.
the application.
That's fine. Okay, and do you both affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Okay. For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated August 7th, 2023, environmental control memo dated August 15th, 2023. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Michael William Haynes dated March 29th, 2023, tax map acting as an area map, and,
What do you got, Nick?
3 photographs, Mr. Chairman.
okay. What would you like to tell us about the application?
Well, they just feel like it's convenient for the family to have the outside, to maintain the outside entrance for convenient, to take the dog out, and in the summer she dries on clothes, watch and dries on clothes. It's easy for them to get out through the outside entrance, basement outside entrance.
Okay.
They've
Thank-
been there for almost 20 years.
Okay. I'll turn the hearing over to Mr. Rigney.
Mr. Chairman, first I'd like to do some housekeeping on this application. Looks like number 2 variance has to be amended. Like for it to be amended to diminish distance to west side lot from 2 feet to 6 inches.
Second. All in favor?
When was the cellar installed?
¿Cuándo fue que hicieron el basement, la entrada, más o menos?
Se hizo como después de la pandemia, como
After the pandemic, like 2021. around
You
there.
know cellar entrances are kind of illegal within the town of Babylon. We don't prohibit them. So that could be an issue. Is there an apartment down there? Has there ever been anybody living in the basement?
No.
What was the reason for the kitchen down in the basement that had to be removed?
Ella dice que había una cocina, un fregadero y lo quitaron.
Sí, lo quitamos. Solo eso.
Okay. Yeah, they took it out because her son lived with her, So they thought they can have it, but
Yeah, there's
you
no
know,
habitable space in basements.
it's not there no more.
Okay, which is why we don't like cellar entrances, because they could tend to lead towards apartments in the basement, which are
Yeah,
illegal.
but there's no apartment in there.
As far as the concrete patio, you're a little too close to the property line. Can you cut it back 2 feet? You're 6 inches right now to the property line.
Okay.
By rights, you should be at least 2 feet off.
Y que el patio que tiene concreto está como muy pegado de. So it's too close to the property line?
Too close. You have to
It's a foot and a half too close.
4.5?
A foot and a half. It needs to be 2 feet.
Pie y medio está muy cerca de la línea de la propiedad. So it's supposed to be how many feet off the
You have to be
property
2
line?
feet off
2
the
feet?
property line.
So they just have to maybe
Cut it back to
cut
be
it
2
back.
feet off the property line.
2 feet.
Would you agree to that if this was
Dice que si
approved?
usted le arregla eso,
Okay.
ponerle, quitarle un chin de concreto, que tenga 2 pies, que no tenga concreto de la línea de
Okay.
propiedad.
Yes?
She said yes,
So
she'll
if
do
this is
that.
approved, we're going to put that on the CO, so it has to be done,
Okay,
okay?
okay. I'll help them with that, I explain it to
Okay.
her husband and
Thank you.
make sure it's getting done.
The shed, how long has the shed been there?
La casita de los regueros, ¿qué tiempo tiene ahí?
Eso siempre estaba ahí, solo lo hicimos.
It's been in there since they bought the house. They just put like a siding in there because it was like in bad condition. So
They just
put new
refaced it, it's the
siding.
original, nothing changed,
Nothing changed.
same
No-
shed.
Same shed, nada ha cambiado, nada ha cambiado. Same thing.
All right, Mr. Chairman, again, a little housekeeping on this application. We're going to delete variance number 4.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
You do number 2 as well.
Well, again, I could delete variance number 2 if you're going to cut that back, but that has to be done in order to get the CO.
How much time they have to do that?
How much time do you need?
¿Qué tiempo para hacer ese cemento, para cortarlo un poco?
No, eso depende que la persona que nos ayuda a hacerlo. Puede ser como
2 semanas.
2 semanas.
Let's say like 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Could be a month.
2 weeks?
Yeah, a month.
Or let's say 1 month, just to
Yeah,
be on the
month.
safe side. Un mes.
Okay.
Once that's done, you can make a phone call. We'll have an inspector come out to the site
Okay.
just to confirm that it was done before you would get that, okay?
Can they do that inspection also because one of the reasons why this all came out because the accessory apartment didn't pass the inspection, and can they do that all at the same time or?
Well, what we don't understand is that the original plan showed an egress window, and how this happened, we don't know. It was
Well,
supposed to be an egress,
it used to be a window, they say, where the outside entrance
and that's
is
the way
right
it
now.
should have stayed. That was legal. So you
Yeah.
guys went and altered what we
But
knew
they-
of.
Yeah, they'd rather have the outside entrance because it's more convenient for them.
We really don't budge on that. That's, again, it leads to issues such as apartments. That's why the egress window was approved in the beginning. And this here is an issue.
Okay.
So what happened here should have never been done and should have left as the egress.
Right. Okay.
Anybody that comes to this board, we do not approve that,
Okay.
okay? So that would really have to be changed back to an egress window.
Okay, ella dice que la entrada de afuera van a tener que cambiarlo otra vez a la ventana que tenía antes, que era una ventana especial que ellos le mandaron a poner para el basement, para tenerlo terminado, pero con esa ventana especial. Se llama egress window.
¿Cuál
que
ventana?
Es como una ventana grande que tiene que tener ahí, donde está la entrada de salir para afuera ahora en la escalera, para salir para afuera.
I mean, this
En
is
ese espacio
something,
ahí tiene que tener una ventana en vez, no la puerta, sino una ventana.
¿O no quieren la...?
No quieren la puerta ahí porque no es prohibido por la zona.
and this was just recently constructed. It's not even something that was existing years ago
Right.
that could be grandfathered in. This is something that just happened.
Yeah.
That we don't allow.
Yeah,
New
ellos no la
constructions,
quieren.
anything, we do not prohibit that.
Tiene que poner otra vez la ventana que tenía antes.
Can't. That has to be in a conforming location.
Okay, so the egress window need to go back in there
Okay.
and fix the concrete.
Okay.
That's the only 2 items that need to be taken care of?
Yep. And again, I would reach back to the zoning office when all that work is done. We'll set up for an inspection to make sure everything was done before we move this application.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I got no
We'll do
further
that.
questions.
Any other questions from the board?
Was the bedroom in the basement removed as well? I know you said you removed the sink, but was the bedroom removed too? Is
Yes,
it back to?
yeah, that being removed, yeah.
Okay.
La cama la quitaron, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Yeah.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application?
Just to clarify, is the board now deleting variance number 2?
Well, it stands as amended. I would prefer an inspection setup before we actually delete it, to make sure everything was done.
So what we need to call, when the job is complete, we need to call the building department or the planning?
I would contact zoning.
Zoning? Oh, okay. Your name again? Katie in planning, okay. We'll let you know when it's ready for the inspection. Okay. I don't know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, have a good night.
We're going to close the hearing, reserve decision. You'll get the decision in the mail. Well, no, we're going to have the inspection before you get the decision in the mail. We're not going to move until everything's taken care of. All right? Thank you. Next application is application 23-121 of LIA FRA LLC, property located in North Babylon.
Good evening, Kenneth Mizzi, 38 Bluebell Lane.
Do you affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated August 7, 2023, environmental control memo dated August 15, 2023. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by William Hogan dated September 22nd, 2022, tax map acting as an area map, and it's okay.
2 photographs, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. And 3 photographs. What would you like to tell us about the application?
Sure, it's just to make a simple extension onto my garage to the rear. So it'll be the existing width of the garage, and it would just go back 14 feet. The only issue was the side yard. Once I go back to 14 feet, it's less than the 10-foot allowance. It'll be 9.2. I think that was the only issue.
Okay. I'll turn the hearing over to Mr. Shepherd.
What's the purpose of this?
I like to have a motorcycle, a car, and I like to do my own.
Storage?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
just,
would you agree that, should we approve this, that there'll be no plumbing, no heating in the
No.
garage?
just garage.
I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve application 23-121 with the condition that the garage front and back not contain heating or plumbing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Okay, thank you very much.
Next application is application 23-108 of David and Francia Lorena, property located in Copeg.
More?
More.
Where?
Oh, Lorena. Francia Lorena. Mora.
Oh, Mora. I'm sorry, I missed that part.
Nope.
Property is located in Copeg on 14 Jerome Place. Okay.
Yeah.
Next application is application 23-119. Okay, so we're going to wait until the end and see if somebody shows up, and then we'll move from there, okay? So just hang on, please. Next application is application 23-119 of Shea Hayward, property located in Copeg.
Good evening.
Good evening. Name and address for the record, please.
Asia Hayward, York. The address is 622 Oak Street, Winnipeg, New York, 11726.
And do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated August 8, 2023, environmental control memo dated August 15, 2023. If we were to approve this application, it would need a negative declaration. So I'm gonna ask. Fire Marshal's report dated August 17, 2023. So you're going to have to get in touch with the fire marshal so that they can come and inspect, and you're going to need a, what you call it, fire inspector? Yeah, no, you just need to have it inspected.
So I noticed on this fire marshal report, it's saying that the space is presently a vape shop. So I think when they're going to, I'm not sure if it's going to show up on this picture, but when they're, it's a whole building. So I'm like right there in the middle. That's the unit that I have. The vape shop is at the end. So their address may be coming up as well as 622 Oak Street. But the unit that I have is completely empty. It's not a
You have the
vape
one
shop.
vacant unit throughout that whole building?
Yeah, I have one unit, which is, it's supposed
It's
to come
to
up
the
as-
east of the vape shop.
It's right in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to the, if you're looking at the building, the vape shop would be on the right and your building, your unit would be in the middle.
Yeah.
So when you call the fire marshal, you could clear that up. and
Oh, okay.
let them know what space you're in.
Okay.
And just schedule the appointment for them to come in.
Okay.
Okay. What else we got here? Suffolk County Planning Memo dated August 1st, 2023, decision of local determination, take no position for or against. A survey by Robert Holtzman. I'm going to go with April 2004. Can't make out the date. Tax map acting as an area map, and
Chairman, we have 8 photographs.
Stephen. What would you like to tell us about the application?
So I'm looking to open a dog daycare to have a daycare for people who want to go on vacation or to bring their dogs when they go to work or they just want to go out for a day of fun. We're holding up to 15 dogs. So before a dog can come in, they would have to have a behavior assessment to see if they're people-friendly as well as dog-friendly. They would have to come in prior to being allowed to come in for the daycare. As far as cleaning, we're going to have 2 dog waste stations, one in the front, one in the rear. Most of these dogs are house dogs, so they're trained. Whatever dogs have to be walked, we'll put up a walking schedule. Whatever dogs are going on the pee pad, we'll have those available for them as well. In the back parking lot, there's a dumpster, so we could put all waste in the dumpster, and then we have animal-grade disinfectant to clean.
How often would that dumpster be serviced?
Daily. I'm not sure how often they actually pick it up, but we would dispose of whatever waste we have daily.
Yeah, okay.
Turn the hearing over to Mr. Dellavecchia.
Will the relief areas that you say are in the front and the rear, are they within the unit or are they on the outside?
They're on the outside, so I can't really see it on the picture, but right in the front, there's like a little grass area, and then as you walk down, there's like areas of grass. But we have to buy like these, you see them mostly like in apartment units, where they have something that is actually stabilized, and it has a dog bag, and it has an actual dispenser to put the
Yeah, like
garbage
throughout
there.
parks, you see them and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
So I would have one in the front of the building, and then one in the back, being that there's a parking lot.
Okay.
And that's also for like when our clients come with their pets, if their dogs poop out, you know, on the way in or on the way out, they can pick it up as well.
How much What will the hours be of the staff? Obviously, the dogs, if they're staying there, will be there all day and night, but
Right, so the
staff.
staff will be Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
And how many staff members do you plan on having?
4.
4 at all times?
4, yeah.
Or total?
4 in total.
Will they all be there at once, or?
Being that there's 15, well, let's say we are housing 15 dogs at the moment, I would say 2 and 2.
Yeah, so four on every shift.
Yeah.
This will be, you'll have overnight for the dogs also?
Yes.
Or is this, it is overnight, okay.
I do know that the block behind Oak Street is commercial, but as you go further south, it becomes residential. You do have to be mindful of that. And if you're walking, barking dogs, etc., no neighbor wants to hear that, all day long.
Yeah, I know that main block, honestly, we wouldn't go that far. We would more than likely stay right within that
Circle.
rectangle, I guess you would say, right there.
Yeah, I mean, that is all commercial. I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? So is this just doggy daycare? Like, are you doing grooming there or anything like that?
No, just dog daycare.
Just boarding? Just
Yeah.
boarding, that's it?
No grooming.
Doggy or doggy daycare kind of thing and stuff.
No grooming.
All right, I got a dog that's going to be a problem. You know, the discipline thing you were mentioning about? Yeah.
Need a neg deck on this?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, we're going to have to wait from fire marshal.
Hold for that, right?
Would anyone like to be heard on this application? Sure, come on up. Name and address for the record.
William Baum, owner of the property at 620 Oak Street. I'm here for two reasons. One was the vape shop is prominently marked 622 Oak Street. That's why I thought it was important. I'm next door, 20 feet away. I'm family business there, 70 years.
You're the big warehouse?
30,000 square feet. It's not a warehouse, it's a factory. My first question is, does the landlord of the property in question tonight have to be here? I thought I heard that in the introductory remarks. The owner of the property, Sissio Holdings, is that true?
Yes.
And he's not here?
No.
Okay. My second question is, my definition, the application is for a doggy daycare and kennel. My definition of a kennel is an establishment for the breeding and boarding of dogs and cats. I'd like to know what kind of dogs would be bred if it's truly going to be a kennel by the definition.
Okay. We'll find out.
Okay.
Anything else?
No.
Okay, thank you. Would anyone else like to be heard on this application?
How you doing? My name's Shiraz, y'all. What? Shiraz, C-H-A-R-A-Z-Z, York.
And you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, yes, sir.
Oh, need the address, I'm sorry. Need an address for you.
Same address as her. I'm a husband.
What's your address?
Need it for the record, what's the address?
30 what? 35 Madison Avenue, Amityville, New York.
What would you like to tell us?
I want to get a little clarification to answer his question.
You can't, you got to
I'll
talk to us.
give a little clarification. When we speak of kennel, kennel is a term used to house dogs. It doesn't have anything to do with breeding.
Okay, so let's clarify this. Are you going to breed dogs there?
No.
Okay.
This
That
facility
takes that out of the picture.
This facility is to actually hold dogs for people that have to go to work or have an emergency, and they need somebody to actually watch their dog while they go on vacation. They go on emergency to have stuff like that. So it's just basically house the dogs, feed them, keep them well, make sure they're good until their owner come back and get them.
Just a dog sitter.
Yes, that's it. Another thing is, We were given a form where we had to get the owner of the building to sign off saying they give us permission, to which we passed in to this.
He was also notified.
He was notified, and we had to get a notarized letter saying that he gives us permission to
If
use this.
if we have a letter giving you permission to
Yeah.
act on his behalf, then that's fine, but otherwise, yeah, we're gonna need him.
I think he gave it to us. It should be in there. Notarized letter. You got it here, somebody? The notarized letter we had to get from him?
No, what I'm saying is, when we had to notify the people in, well, the businesses or people within 200 feet
Right.
of our property, Sissio Holdings came up, I believe, like 2 or 3 times because he is the owner of the building. So he is notified and aware that we have this hearing tonight, and he signed paper.
Still has to be here if we, unless he is signed, you can represent him, that's fine.
Yeah, it's
If
in the
not,
packet.
he needed to be here, just if we have questions, because he owns the property, he owns the other properties or the other stores and stuff here. If we had questions about them, he could answer them. It's not, up to you to answer for somebody
It
else.
should be in there. Yeah, we had to get it notarized.
You had to, all right.
So that's, if I answer the question, basically, no breeding, no selling of dogs. We're just holding other people's dogs. Because we know in that area, it's a lot of people that own pets there. I mean, I think it's like a mile down, they have another same type of establishment, and sometimes they'd be overbooked. So we're just basically giving a service to the people in that area and surrounding area that may have something come up, a vacation or something they want to go, and don't be hindered by not being able to go because they can't nobody watch their dog or their pet.
Okay. No, we completely understand what you're doing. We're just clarifying the kennel,
Yes.
that you're not breeding dogs and,
No.
Mr. Chairman, I want to ask a few questions.
There might be some confusion, sir, that there's a property owner's endorsement that allows you to submit the application. So that was completed and notarized. But then for the night of the hearing, the owner of the property does need to be here to answer any questions.
Well, I guess he wasn't aware of that because I spoke to him and his daughter earlier today, so they know that we're here at the moment doing the hearing.
yeah, can they get here or?
He lives close. I could try to ask him. Okay. So
Yeah,
should I
that-
just
so-
call him and see if he can come?
See if he can come. We'll adjourn the application. We have another application or two to do, and see if he can get here before the meeting's over.
Can I ask a few?
Sure, hold, wait. Come up, back for a second. John?
We're not doing any adoptions.
No.
Okay, and what about, like, how do we know that these dogs have all their shots, all their,
So before you can, when you come for the behavior assessment, you would have to fill out documentation and you would have to bring current immunization records from the doctor, from the vet.
okay,
So the dog would have to have rabies vaccine, distemper, and all those other things that have to be up to date based on their current age.
thank you. I'm good. That's it, Mr. Chairman, that's all I wanted to know.
All right, so we're going to adjourn the hearing for the moment until we can get to the end of the meeting. If you want to stay, you're more than welcome. I think it'll be a good neighbor. Oh, yeah, number 5. It's, number 5.
David and Francis Lorena Mora.
Is that you?
That you?
Mora?
Mora?
No, you can go to the podium.
Yeah, 20.
How many pictures?
20.
20 pictures. 20? Nick?
Yeah, hand it to you guys.
Stephen is the next one.
I'm gonna let you get it.
Number 5.
And I'll take it. Shut this off.
He needs a translator. Bring a translator?
Steven, you speak Spanish, right?
No.
Should be a translator.
Bring a translator?
start.
Do Google
No,
Translate.
I don't. I only know like 5 things.
Apple Translator.
Oh, we have someone.
¿Tienes una persona pueda hablar por tú? No?
You can do it.
No, he can't. I was about to say, that was pretty good, dude. Oh, nice car.
The only thing I learned in high school was me. I'm always
Can you have somebody here if we adjourn the hearing? She doesn't understand me.
¿Puedo llamar una
thanks.
persona?
So why don't we continue with our other adjourned cases?
Right.
Somebody's going to come?
He's gonna call.
Right, okay. So why don't you have a seat, see if you can get somebody, and why don't we move on to our other adjourned cases?
Okay.
Did I hear you right?
Number 6 is coming back up.
Number six.
Number 6, okay, where are we?
Why don't we go
Oh.
for adjourn 23098?
Yeah.
23098, okay. Property, where are we? Property located in Deer Park, application 23098. Kelly.
Hey, Kel.
Name
Good
and address
evening.
for the record?
Kelly Bennett, 1257 Udall Road, Bay Shore, New York, 11706.
And do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated July 14, 2023, environmental control memo dated July 17, 2023. If this application were approved, it would have no impact. Survey by Lawrence Michael Haynes dated March 14, 2023. Tax map acting as an area map, and get my rhythm off. Seven photographs. Would you like to tell us about the application?
So I'm here tonight on behalf of both the property owner. This is a corporation that picked up this house. They are builders. So clearly, I don't think a regular homeowner would have been attracted to this house. It is not the most appealing of houses. So the property is located at 41 Crown Street in Deer Park. It is zoned Residence B. It is on a 100 by 100 piece of property, so it's a full 10,000 square feet. The scope of work, essentially, we are proposing a full second-story addition, very small, like 3 foot and change, 5'3", I'm sorry, and the whole width of the house, 2-story addition. We are demolishing the rear portion of the existing dwelling, the sheds and the decks that are currently there. So what we're going to end up with is a really beautiful colonial with an internal garage. What's bringing us before the board tonight is we are requesting and seeking relief for the required front yard setback. We are required to have 30 feet. Right now, the existing dwelling sits at 27'5". We are following that up with the second floor, but we are proposing an open front porch. So I'm sure you guys do have the elevations, but it's really beautiful, both the front and the side elevations. And we would absolutely agree to not enclose that front porch down the road as per the comments. And more or less the average front yard setback, roughly, as noted in the planning memo, is somewhere around 25, to 24 feet, not typically the full 30. So we're requesting the 22-foot in connection with the open front porch.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Kretschmer.
Hi, Kel, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I went by there today. Is this structure integrally sound to hold a second story, or we're going to renovate the whole thing?
Yeah, it is renovating the whole thing. It's on a slab, so the whole house is actually on an existing slab. We do have full completed architectural plans, so I think it looks for the most part, a lot worse, than it even is. But yeah, we have certified plans, so the architect had zero concerns after any of his inspections. And I think that cutting off that that whole
Back
rear
section,
section of the house, and we have some pretty big LVLs going in, some pretty big beams.
All right, great.
So we think it'll be a great improvement.
Tremendous improvement.
And a-
Anything would be an improvement.
Yeah, and a beautiful, new home for someone. So it's 4 bedrooms upstairs, all living space downstairs.
And you agree not to further enclose the front porch?
Absolutely agree to not further enclose that.
Terrific. No basements on the slab. Mr. Chairman, no further questions.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve application 23098 with the condition that the front porch not be further enclosed.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
I hope you guys have a great rest of the night.
Next application is application 23109 of Matthew and Diane Dunn, property located in West Babylon.
How are you?
Good, how are you? Need your name and address for the record?
Michael Sessa, 16 West Granada Avenue, Lindenhurst, New York.
And how are you related to the application?
Diane and Matt, my aunt and uncle. I'm helping them out with everything.
Excuse me, who? I'm sorry.
My aunt and uncle.
Your aunt and uncle?
Yes.
And you're here to represent them?
Yes.
You have permission to represent?
I do.
He does? Okay. For the record, we have a planning division memo dated July 27, 2023. Environmental control memo dated August 2nd, 2023. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Suffolk County Planning memo dated August 1st, 2023. Decision of local determination. Take no position for or against. And I have nothing else.
No.
18 photographs, Mr. Chairman.
And 18 photographs. What would you like to tell us about the application?
So they lived there for about 30 plus years, the whole family, good citizens, good people. They're selling the house. And as a result of doing some house cleaning, they've always filed, cooperated with the town. They did a lot of work. They had permits for all of it, in-ground pool. They raised the ridge of the house, made it beautiful. They worked with the town with all of that. So they had, some of those were still open. They have final sign-offs on everything. As a result, on the last final inspection, the inspector had seen what this variance is for, roof over patio. The lot coverage needed a variance, too much asphalt for the driveway, and paver patio in the back, and a roof over concrete patio, and also 2 sheds. So everything's kind of on hold until this is potentially approved so that they could close everything out.
Okay, thank you.
That's basically what it is.
Turn the hearing over to Ms. McCullough.
All right. So the picture here on the screen shows the driveway not all the way extended.
Yeah, so
When-
that doesn't look like that anymore. It's much wider now.
Yeah, I've seen it. When was that done?
That was done 15 years ago,
Okay.
a long time ago.
So it's over the allowable space that we would like? Is there any way that they can at least, because you guys have it all the way to the property line, is there any way you can at least like put a slab there?
It's a huge job. And this is what the variance hopefully was for, because it has been there for so long, and there's ample, obviously there's ample parking. No complaints. If this was done maybe, a year ago, everybody is in favor, or whatever you want to call it. No one's ever complained about it. It's been that way. Adding a slab.
The driveway was a year ago?
Sorry?
What was a year ago? What did you say?
No, I was trying to use it as an example that it's been there for so long, and we're hoping to be able to maintain it the way that it is. It hasn't been a problem. If it was done within a year, and maybe people were getting angry and complaining, but this has been this way for so long. So that's why we asked to hopefully allow us to keep it that way. It's not really harming anybody. It looks absolutely beautiful. From
It's
an
well
aesthetic
kept.
point of view, a slab of concrete. would
Not a
just-
slab of concrete, possibly a strip of grass area.
Right.
That's what we would
Yeah.
like.
That would entail ripping up the asphalt and then planting it. And not to complicate things, but I had it come back last time because we disclosed that the property did sell from when the application was opened. Not that it's your problem, but that in this specific instance would entail now involving, another owner. They don't have access to the property. It's kind of just a whirlwind of snowball.
Is the property sold? Do you still own the property?
Yeah, the property sold, yeah. So it makes it a little more complicated, and that's on them, but all I could say on their behalf is, as you guys can see, I mean, they've done everything. They've never tried to go around the town. They filed for everything they did. They even have final sign-offs on everything. And this was the last thing they asked. They immediately filed for it as well, of course. They have no choice, but, and they've cooperated in every way. Pay taxes on all the increases.
For the extension of the driveway.
Well, the variance is for the extension of the driveway. They have a lot of paver patio in the back. I guess with the lot coverage, you're only allowed a specific amount. They went beyond that. The roof over the concrete patio, I believe that also, I don't know the exact dimensions, but that was off from the allowable amount. And then there were two sheds that I thought came off the variance. It was supposed to be 2 feet, and then we resubmitted a survey showing that it was, but Mr. Bertolini said just keep it on there, so we kept it on there.
The variances, the sheds are included in lot coverage.
Oh, sure, that's why. Okay, great.
Can one of the sheds be removed?
I'm sure they can be. That we were gonna originally the sheds. I thought the sheds were taken off before the lot coverage was involved because they weren't 2 feet, and I did resubmit a survey showing that they were 2 feet. So when it made its way to the variance, we just thought it was easier to keep it on there because it was going to be included anyway.
It's not about the 2 feet, it's about the coverage,
Yeah.
square footage.
I thought the sheds were the least negative thing of all the items that they were variancing. Of course, I could ask. They're not going to want to hold it up. But we do ask the board. It's a beautiful house. Doesn't hurt anybody. It's been that way for a long time to approve the variance for the work that was done that they're maintaining. They'll pay the penalty for the maintain, all that.
I think our bigger concern is the whole yard being basically a parking lot, basically. I mean, and that's, because that sets a precedent, and other people will be in here saying, well, you gave them permission to do it, why can't I have permission to do it?
Right.
I'm not sure why it's such a big deal to take a couple of feet at least off of that driveway and plant grass.
It's up to you guys, right?
No, it's not up to, well,
it is. Well, we're at your
ultimately, it's up to
mercy.
us, yes,
No,
but-
we're at your mercy. They, regardless of the fact that they sold the house already, I mean, they have to deal with that. They have to do what they have to do. I guess they shouldn't have sold it until they did it, obviously. But I guess the argument that I'm trying to make is that it's beautiful. It doesn't harm anybody. People come in this board, illegal apartments, I mean, everything. This is a beautiful property with a driveway that looks absolutely gorgeous. That doesn't even harm a bird.
If the home is sold, why isn't the new owners here?
The home sold like the day before the first variance hearing that I had. So I wanted to be honest. No one would know, but I said that it had, I sold because it did. And then I sent the owner affidavit from the new owner to be here today. And that's what it is.
So you're representing the new owner?
Sure, yes.
So then you can make, you can approve things or not approve things. You have that ability. So can you make the driveway smaller?
I can't make that decision. I can't. There's a lot of parties.
You're here representing them, then somebody else is going to have to come here and make that decision.
If the decision is, the variance is denied unless that's done, then that doesn't seem like they have much of a choice, because if the variance is denied, what would the end result would be? Ripping up everything or never being able to close out the permits?
You seem pretty versed in what we're doing here. You
Yes.
sound like you have a background here. There was a
Sure.
title company. There were a bunch of attorneys involved here. Everybody didn't look the other way, look to put it on us. And now you're asking us to overlook all of their mistakes or negligences or whatever you want to call it. And we have, we have to set, we can't do this.
We have a job to do too. We have a lot of other people we have to represent. And if we give it to you, how do we not give it to others?
And if the whole town put their driveways right to the curb, there'd be no runoff, the streets would flood. It's not about the privacy, it's the snow melts, the rain comes down, where does it go?
Sure.
That's the environmental concern about it anyhow.
It's been 15 years, I think more.
And the guy next door, and the guy next door, and the guy next door, and everybody starts doing it, is what I'm trying to say. It's the precedent. You understand? I only want a little bit. Now, he only wants a little bit. I got a little bit. You know, everybody gives up a little bit. It works.
Does the fact that nobody came to complain was the furthest thing from their minds? I mean, they all got it. They had every opportunity to say, oh, this guy, it's so close to my property. It doesn't even exist. It's non-existent. They're fully cooperating. Fully
Okay.
cooperating.
So if it's denied, it would have to go back to 40%.
Right.
If you work with us and give us something, then we can have a conversation. If not, you would have to rip up everything, opposed to
Right.
a slab.
Understood.
Or a strip, I should say.
100% understand that, right? One hand washes the other. I'm asking to leave it the way that it is, included in the variance.
Wait. Do you understand what you're saying?
Don't talk to the title company.
You're going to have to go back to 40%. You're going to have to rip up a whole bunch of it.
Sure.
Can you rip up part of it and make it more palatable for us to approve it?
Understood. Okay.
Can you do that?
Yeah, they can. They'll have to do that.
Okay, so then you're going to have to submit a plan showing us exactly what you're going to do and how much, you're willing to take off of there, and then we'll take a look at that, and then you'll do it, and then we can approve the application if that's what
Sure.
we see.
Well, how much needs to come off? Is it a width? Is it the
It's a
length?
width.
It looks like it's to the
So off the property line, you're gonna have to measure and how much are you gonna remove of the asphalt to replace with shrubs or grass.
Okay.
Maybe the board can give an estimate percentage, whether it be 45, 50%.
That's a Rich Belmont.
70%, right? That's really hard.
So if you take off,
The driveway right now is at 59.7%. Over 5,000.
50.
get it to 50. Take enough off to get it to 50%.
A minimum of 2 feet.
Yeah, it has to be a minimum of 2 feet regardless, right?
Look at this aerial, it looks to be probably a more accurate depiction.
I mean, it looks more of a skew, you know?
Well, that's old.
No, Shawnee said it's current.
No, that's how it pretty much, yeah, that's how it looks for the most part. Mm-hmm.
So the entire parallel with that fence from top to bottom would need to be ripped out, right? I just need to know how deep in it needs to go. Is that accurate, or?
We don't know.
Whatever gets
You
it
would
to
have to.
50%.
Okay. All right. I don't know if this stuff is set in stone, so like, if I say yes, obviously they have to do it, but,
Oh, they have to do it whether you say yes or no?
right, exactly, because it's not
They have
getting
to
done
do
either
more
way.
if we say no.
Right, okay. So they have to get it to 50%, that's what it is, right? And, or from that side specifically?
We're allowing 50%.
Okay, all right.
Well, I think with the board, if you're leaving the record open for the
Yes.
applicant to come in to the planning department, submit if they agree to 50%.
Right.
We can review it and then present to the board.
Sure. Okay, great. Got it.
Okay?
Very good.
Okay, we're
All
going to close the hearing and reserve decision. We'll keep
Thank
the
you.
record open for new plans and
Perfect, thank you.
conferring with the planning department.
Good?
Okay.
You good, have a good night.
Are you, yeah, is somebody going to be here, or? He just pulled up?
His daughter said that when they received,
You got to come back up.
Okay, so that's that one.
his daughter said that when they received the letter for the zoning hearing, that she called and spoke to someone and asked, did her father have to be here? And they said as long as he didn't object, that he didn't have to be here. But,
It's not a matter of whether he objects, it's a matter of whether we have other problems with the property, and he's the one that's responsible for it, not you, so.
oh, okay.
He's here?
Yeah,
All right, then we'll take you first before we take the last hearing.
okay.
I I mean, at this point, really, it's a formality, but
Okay.
we have to have them here.
Getting ice cream.
Katie.
Chocolate. Let me get swirl. I'm gonna have to go for a cold pasta. A what?
Oh, go get him. I think he went to the wrong door. I think they went to the wrong door. Oh, no, there they go.
No. That's even in the guy left.
Called us, but he called us on.
I know, I know, exactly.
Good evening.
Hi.
I just need your name and address for the record, please.
Un nome e l'indirizzo. Francesco Alamia. I live at 671 Grand Avenue, Eleanor's, New York, 11757.
And you are the owner of this property?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so,
Just for the record, just restate the application number.
oh, okay. Where do I go with this?
23-119.
Okay, this is part of application 23-119. This is the landlord that is now here and present, so just answer any questions we might have about the property. This is part of our procedures and has to be done, is what it boils down to. So my question, I guess, would be, you understand that they're going to be putting a doggy daycare in there?
Yes.
And that's not going to upset any of the other tenants in the building or anything?
No, everybody is very happy with that.
Everybody's happy that that's going to be taken care of?
Yes, because I asked him, I mean people say, having that price, don't matter.
Okay, so we're in good shape. Okay, so I apologize for bringing you down, but it is a formality and a procedure that we had to follow, okay? Thanks for coming down, we appreciate that, all right?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Stop by the secretary for your spelling of your name for us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, she has to, you have to follow up with the fire marshal before we can move
Thank
the
you.
application. So we're going to
Don't
close
say
and reserve the decision, keep the record open for fire marshal report. Once you get that, call the fire, if you can, call the fire marshal tomorrow or whenever and get him down there and see what's going on and let him approve that. Once we get that, then we can move your application along. Okay?
Okay, so do they submit something to you, or do I?
They will submit something to us, yes.
And then I'll get word from you guys? on
They'll,
what's next?
they'll get it to us. Once we have that, then we'll take a look at your application and move the application along.
Okay.
When
So-
you call them, make sure you tell them that you have an open zoning board case, so they know that they can send something over to the board then after.
Okay,
All right?
all right. Do I give this to you now? All right.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for everybody. Thanks for coming down, and we appreciate it. You know, again, just, it's a formality. We have to take care of it. Okay, thank God. Okay. You guys can all leave now,
If you like.
if you like. Do we have somebody that's going to interpret? Okay. All right, so on application, where is that application?
She wants, she got one more question.
23-108.
Go ahead.
Right at the microphone.
When the fire marshal comes, based on his report, I guess if he says everything is fine, then that is approval.
Yeah.
If not, then I guess.
And
we
you'd have, if there's issues, you'd have to take care of those issues before we can move the application.
Okay,
So
so he'll tell us.
if he says it's okay, that doesn't mean the zoning board saying it's okay. That just means that he's okay on his part.
Okay,
If he says he has
Would-
issues, then you have to correct them for him.
okay, so then I would have to come back here again.
No,
Nope, you don't have to
no,
come
no,
back.
no, 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 you don't have to come back. Okay? This will all take, behind the scenes, this will all happen. If there's, like I say, if there is some sort of an issue, he'll let you know, and you'd have to correct those, and once you correct those, you can send that in to us in the zoning board.
And the
that you
next
made
meeting
the-
we
and-
have will-
And then he'd have to come back and look at it again and make sure it's corrected, and then we can move the application. Okay? Thank you.
So how long would the process take if, the fire marshal comes in, gives it the okay, everything's great with the building?
If we can get the fire marshal there quickly and it gives us the okay, well, we have a meeting next week and then we don't have a meeting for 2 weeks after that. So if you can get him there as quickly as possible, we can make it happen, that's
All
all.
depends on the fire marshal.
Yeah, it's out of our hands at that point. Okay? Thank you. Okay, so on application,
You too, ciao.
what are we gonna do here? What do you want? We're gonna adjourn it? Yeah, so we're gonna, since you guys are here now, we're gonna have to adjourn this application, but you just heard me say we have a meeting next week and then we don't have a meeting for 2 weeks after that. What would be convenient for you guys to come back, like sometime in September
Or next week.
or next week? Next week? Next week.
Can they speak?
No, we can't open the record.
Next Thursday? Wait, the 24th.
That works?
No, really. So disrespectful.
We have one person that it doesn't work for.
I'm sorry.
I actually, in my spare time, I'm president of Kiwanis, and I'm running a meeting that night on the 24th.
Okay, then we'll make it to your convenience at this point. So you guys tell us what's going to be convenient for you.
September.
September would be the next meeting after next week.
September 14th.
Can I give them my information, they can bring it down?
Yeah.
They can
Sure.
call me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
It would have to be August 24th or September 14th.
Which date is good?
What's good for you guys?
That's if she even gets it Tuesday.
September 14th?
September 14th.
September 14th? Okay, so I'm going to adjourn application 23108 to September 14th, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No bueno, she don't understand. She's got to write it down, Doreen, she don't. Oh.
Oh, you knew Spanish this whole time?
Okay, we apologize, but that's the only thing we can do. Nine 14.
It starts at 6. Our adjourned cases are heard after the regular scheduled public hearing.
So you shouldn't get here at 6, maybe 6:30 is probably fine. All right? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to end the streaming portion of our meeting now, and we're going to continue with the